The Canon 90D has actually turned out to be a much better, much more advanced, just much more awesome all the way around camera than I first anticipated. And it's blown me away with some of the features on it that I never even thought of, never considered being valuable. So I want to make a list here of the 7 best features that I've found on this camera. And I'm not even talking the 4K that I'm filming with right now, or the face locking, eye detection, the joystick. Those are the obvious things, right? So let's just get that out of the way first. The 4K, all of that is amazing. As you can see right here, the picture quality. I'm talking about the things that make this camera super fun for me to use and very easy for me to set up. And it's just making my videos so much better than they used to be and so much easier to make. So I want to get into that. So I've got a list here. First and foremost, the 120 frames a second. That is a feature that, yes, a lot of people are looking at this. It's 120 frames a second at 1080p. And I know that's a huge feature. You know, that's nothing new. But the amount that I'm using it and how crystal clear it is. And here, let me get into my second feature that is just blowing me away with this, that I never thought I'd use, that I use all the time. Focus peaking. Now, if you're not familiar with focus peaking, let me show you what that is. So combined with the 120 frames a second that does not have autofocus, focus peaking makes it that much easier to focus. So basically, once you see that highlight, you're in focus. So in tandem, the 120 frames a second with the focus peaking, that combination right there just really enhances your experience with the 120 frames a second. And the third thing that I find that is just drastically enhancing my video is the ability to adjust the K value, or the warmth, or whatever you want to call it, the Kelvin, the temperature of the video, the ability to adjust that in increments of 100. Now on my previous camera, the T7i that I used a lot, I had to have presets on there. The ability to fine tune it to where I have it right now, and this is what I like, makes it just so much easier and so much more pleasant, and just gives me it lets me customize exactly what I want. So the third thing is absolutely being able to set the K value. The fourth thing that is making my life so much easier on this camera is the audio improvements. Now, I actually have, let me show you here. I've turned off audio compression to enhance the audio even more. And then also the fact that it has a headphone jack. So I can test it and listen before I screw up footage. So I could plug in any headphones that I have and listen with the camera. I know if you're not used to the DSLRs that have that, that's a pretty amazing feature. So the audio is so much better in this camera than in my previous cameras. And it's got more functions, more features. Okay, so the fifth thing that has really, really improved the speed that I can set things up and switch between settings is the custom settings feature, where you can save your settings, register your settings. Now, I know a lot of cameras have that, but this camera having so many different options, let's say for the 120 frames a second, or the 4K crop, or the high-speed continuous shooting for photography. My point is, you have so many different available settings on here that it makes it actually useful to have the custom settings. So right now, the settings that I'm on right here, I just flip that to C1 and it's boom, right here in this lighting every time. Perfect. It's so consistent. I don't have to mess with anything. And if I want to, I can actually save it so that way no matter what, if I change it, it'll go back. So you can enable or disable the setting which will save the changes you make. So in other words, I could change this all around, turn the camera off, turn it back on, and it'll be right back to these exact settings. Okay, that's pretty standard with the custom settings button. But combine that with this camera and all the options, it really, really becomes useful, and it saves a ton of time. Really has made my life a lot easier and made making YouTube videos a lot faster and more efficient for me. The sixth feature that I really love on this is the AF on fast focusing setup that it has. If you're not familiar with that, let me show you how that works. So you can do this either by, long pressing the shutter button or half pressing the shutter button, I should say, and it'll find your focus. Or you just push this, which is basically right near where your thumb rests. And it's just very fast, very convenient. And I absolutely love it. I never used it before, right? I have it. That feature is on the 6D Mark II, which I own. I never used it. I underappreciated it. I use it constantly now, and it has made my life a lot easier using this camera. The seventh thing that I absolutely love about this camera is the 100% coverage I get in the viewfinder versus some of the other cameras that have like 96% or 97 or 98%. That doesn't sound like a big difference, but when you're composing a shot, that could be the difference in your frame of having to crop it a little bit or adjust it versus seeing it for what it truly is. So yeah, that absolutely can make a difference. And it's just, one more thing that this camera does right that makes it amazing. So just think about that. All of those features combined and packed into this camera that is also weather sealed, that is also has the joystick, has the 4K and 24 frames a second, 30 frames a second. It's got the 1080p that it produces excellent quality. I mean, this camera is so packed with features, and it is so far ahead of what I ever thought it would be, and it's brought so much quality to my videos that I just feel like I've had it long enough to where this isn't really a review, but I wanted to share that information and stress how awesome this camera is. For anybody who's looking to buy it, buy it. Don't hesitate. You will not be disappointed. It may take you a few minutes to get used to it if you're coming from, let's say, a T7i, a 77D, because there are so many features in this. It is so packed. It takes a while to actually learn and appreciate the features. But I guarantee you, anybody looking to buy this camera will not be disappointed. So I just wanted to get that out there and kind of share my excitement about this camera. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Give me a like if you like this video. I seem to... that's the first time I may have ever asked for a like on a video. Maybe I'll do that more. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.